Good morning, fifth grade. Today we're going to be walking through your Create a Town project, which you are going to be working on for Monday and Tuesday. Now that you have had your notes and last week on your 3 assignments, first starting with our polygons and the different types of polygons based on their sides or vertex, or also based on their angles. So we had a triangle meaning 3, a quadrilateral meaning 4, a pentagon meaning 5, and so on. The main thing I hope you guys realize is that it's not always going to be just the shape that we imagine when we think of pentagon like this one. It could be something over here with a completely different angle. Also, we went on to triangles, and there are 3 types of triangles in each category. We have the first kind being done by angles. So we have acute angles, obtuse angles, and right angles. And then the second kind being done based on lines. Lines can be equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. Every triangle has 2 identities. So isosceles, it has 2 equal sides, making an isosceles. But then if we look at it and we look at all 3 angles, we can see that all 3 angles are acute. So this is not just an isosceles triangle. It is an isosceles and acute triangle. Finally, we got into parallel lines. Gradually, each of the lines got more and more specific. So we defined these 2, and then we got into quadrilateral, more specific trapezoid having 1 pair of symmetrical lines, at least 1 pair. So this guy has 2 pairs, 1 and 2. Then we got even more specific, quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel, both sides, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Then we went on to even more specific, having 4 right angles. We have squares and rectangles now. Even more specific, going into rhombuses, having all 4 sides being congruent. This is the same length on all 4 sides. And then finally, we got into the most specific, which is the square, because it is both a rhombus, it is a rectangle, it is a parallelogram, a trapezoid, and a quadrilateral. So that is the most specific guy we learned. And so you are going to spend 2 days working on your town project. You get to name your town. You need to pick the state your town is going to be in and how many people live there. Then you're going to show me that you understand everything from last week by having different buildings based on the shape and the amount of sides of parallel lines. Sorry, that's not clearing up very well. Then we are going to be matching. Again, all of these words you have defined in your math journal, glued into your math journal. And then we move to just applying what we know onto the correct sides. Now, please make sure that when you draw a square, all 4 sides need to be congruent, because that's what a square definition is, and you need to have right angles. And then finally, you get to create your own town. You're going to make parallel streets, perpendicular streets, right angles, all these different things. The only one I really want to touch on is symmetry. Symmetry we did in 4th grade, we did in 3rd grade. It's not a 5th grade skill, but remember, something to be symmetrical, it means that there is a line in the middle, and if I folded it in half, it would match. So if I took this stick and I folded it in half, this side would match this side perfectly. If I take this piece of paper and I fold it in half, the sides match perfectly, making that symmetric. Now, this is symmetric in a couple of different ways. It's symmetric this way. It is also symmetric this way. So the symmetry is in 2 different ways. So when we have a symmetrical park with 4 different shapes inside of it, we're going to draw a symmetrical shape, and the shapes inside of it should also be symmetrical. And you will create this town right here on this back page. So that is a quick review on your project for Monday and Tuesday. Feel free to email me at any time, and if you ever need me to call you, just send me an email and I'll call you back within a few minutes. Thanks, guys. I miss you all.